Hello and welcome. We're going to do the full body Tui Na tonifying treatment. So this is a nice little structure. It has a lot of little moves in it. It can be, you can add in points if you want to do specific things. You'll notice that all the general health points are in here, plus a couple of others. So it's a really nice recipe. So we're going to begin on the head and shoulders. So we're going to begin by gnawing the neck and shoulders. So you can do it bilateral. You can do it unilaterally. You can spend as much time as you want. Put extra time on the neck if you want to. We're just going to gnaw the neck and shoulders. His body is rocking nicely. Okay. And now we're going to tway. So we're going to come up to the head, and you can use your thumbs. We're going to start from the forehead and go out to the temple. One more time. And then we're going to go behind the ear. So I'm using my fingertips and just going around. I'm doing it bilaterally. Just going around the ears. And then that kind of blends right into going along the jaw. So hooking in underneath the mandible. So notice how his head went into extension, so I'm just going to come back and bring his head down. And again, you tway around the ear. And that brings you to the mandible, and then go along the mandible. And so from here, my hands are up here like this. I can come in and get the side of the nose and go along the zygomatic arch. Along the zygomatic arch, cheekbone. And now I'm going to use my palm and do the whole face. So I start up like this, and then I just come up. So here's the thing, what I usually do is I come, and then when my palms get together, then I reverse it and go back down. I think it feels really good, but ladies who get a lot of esthetician work done, or estheticians, they have a rule that you're not supposed to do a stroke downward on the face. So be respectful of that. If someone has a strong feeling about it, just only come up. I do both, right? So now I'm going to come in, and Yao is a circular passive joint movement. So I'm going to have a little bit of traction on the neck, and then I'll kind of like do a slide and just kind of lift up and a slide. Just a nice circular, and then go the other way. Notice how his nose is staying up, so I'm not rotating his head. I'm just moving in circles. Circles are this way. Now, this next move, it's kind of intimidating to do because so Nyam is little pinches, and you have to really practice. Again, talking about estheticians, I saw a film where a Japanese gentleman, he was a master esthetician, and he did this move, and his fingers were like lightning. They were amazing. So it's a little intimidating. Start down here, and it's little pinches. I usually just do this whole area right in here. I don't come up here. Do I want to do pinches up here? No, I don't. I don't like it up here. Okay. And then we're gonna gnaw gallbladder 20. So I'm gonna find gallbladder 20. And I don't know that it's strictly a gnaw. I'm hooking my fingers in and just kind of circling and press rubbing. Really getting gallbladder 20, which is a really nice point. And then I'm going to come down to triple warmer 14, which is just directly below the lateral end of the spine of the scapula. And so I press and release. I'm doing it bilaterally. Press, release, press, release, press, release. And now I'm going to come up to the arm. And we're going to gnaw the entire arm. So the arm moves around quite a bit, so when I'm gnawing the arm, I usually like to hold on to it, and it's very convenient. There just happens to be large intestine 4, so I'll hold on to large intestine 4 and come in and get the arm. If my hand gets tired and I need to switch hands, this guy right here, brachioradialis, he just wants all the attention. Really getting the arm and coming in. I always come down to the hand, and now I'm going to hit points: large intestine 4, large intestine 11, and large intestine 10. So you can press, release, press, release, press, release, press, release, or you can press rub. So now I'm going to mow the arm. So mow is slow, it's like a wipe. So it's starting up at the top and coming to the hand. So I'm going to weigh in between each metacarpal. So I'm going to use the side of my thumb, which is the little fish. The big fish is the pad of your thumb. This is the little fish. Be mindful of your cuticles. My cuticles, I have to trim them because they're pretty sharp. So I'm going to come in on the back of the hand and weigh in between each metacarpal. And wringing the wrist. So wringing is one of my favorite things to do. It really is great at breaking up stagnation. But some people have their childhood memories of being tortured by their siblings. So there is a very specific technique to this. So you grab a hold, and I'm going to twist in opposite directions till the fascia stops. I hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then release. And that gives a nice flush of blood to the area. So again, you can do it anywhere. You can go in any direction. So I'll twist. 1, 2, 3, release. And do the other way. Twist. 1, 2, 3, and release. All right. And then we're going to go to each of the fingers. So Yao, again, is that circular movement. I'm going to go through. And then we'll walk over to the other arm. So you'll be able to play that back again for the other arm. And now that we've done both arms, I'm going to come up and press lung 1. So I'm going to on, press release, press release, and press release. And then coming down and light kneeing down the sternum. So starting up here. And then we're going to do a nice slow circular mo, which is another way of saying what we do in circulatory. Palm circles on the abdomen. And then a light knead at the xiphoid process. And then we're going to pop, which is to strike. You can do 2 hands as well. And then we're going to start working down the legs. So I'm going to spleen 13. I'm kind of going to do a bigger area than just spleen 13. So I'm going to come to the as is, and I'm going to roll my hands so that I'm medial to the as is. And so I'm right on the inguinal ligament. And I'm going to go ahead and do compressions and release, compressions and release. It feels nice to get this done on both sides at the same time, but you need 2 people. And press and release. And then we'll roll the leg. So as always, you want to give a lot of nice time for rolling. So be thorough. All around the kneecap. Even around the ankles, again, rolling. You can go right on top of bones. It's just amazing. So roll, 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 roll. You could add some more in if you want to. And then we're going to knock. And we're going to also include general health points, stomach 36 and spleen 6. So let's get the upper leg a bit. Lower leg, and I'll get stomach 36 and spleen 6. And I'm going to kind of get them both at the same time. You can get them individually or at the same time, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to do a press rub. You can do it on if you want. General, general, general. Then POC. So on the abdomen, I use my fingers like this. I like my hands cupped. I do my hands at the same time. Get on either side, especially on the knee. You want to be on either side. And that takes us right into saw. So obviously if someone's ticklish, you want to be careful with this. I kind of follow the arch with the side of my hand. and then go across, and then go across this way. So friction, creating heat. And then we'll go over to the other leg. And so now we've got our client face down, and we're going to roll the back. So want to be thorough, get up at the shoulders. And get both sides. Again, you can spend more time doing that rolling. And then we're going to press rub down the bladder channel. We're going to just do the first bladder channel, so that's the one that's halfway between the spinous processes and the medial border of the scapula. Start at about T3 and press rub. I'm just going to go down. It's a little bit of time. And now we're going to come down and work with the breath. So I'm going to do a couple of the low back points that we did in the back treatment, urinary bladder 25 and urinary bladder 23. Again, you can add in more points if you want to. So come in and on again is a press and then release. Press, release. Press. And then going up to urinary bladder 23, press, release, press, release, press, release, press, release. And now I'm going to come up for the scapulas, and we're going to work with a breath. So I've got my hands on his scapula. I'm kind of on the top edge of the spine of the scapula here, and with breath, with each exhale, I'm going to do a compression, but I'll also go slightly towards the feet. So have my client take a big breath in, and exhale, inhale, and one more time. Nice. And I'm going to come in and medium knee the back. One of my favorite things. So medium pressure, but a lot of movement. I like to work on the opposite side from where I'm at. I think it feels better to push the erectors away from the spine. You can do it both ways and see what you like, or if you have an opinion. Medium knee, side to side. Come up, and we're going to press rub down the dew channel. So that's in between each of the spinous processes. So I use my little fish, the side, and I just leapfrog my way down. So I'm in between these two spinous processes. I come down and find the next one, and then I just go to the next one. You can't always feel everyone's spinous processes. So if you have a spine, like sometimes, usually you can feel it in the thoracic back, and then it disappears right in the lower thoracic back. Just go with it. Say, okay, I think it's right here, that's where it is. It's interesting to feel the different spaces. Like sometimes there's a big space between the spine's processes, sometimes there's a little tiny space. All right, now we're gonna saw, which is friction, it's heat. So you can go in multiple directions. You can go across in the lumbar area. You can go along the erectors. The intention is to create heat. All right. And then we're going to go to the glutes, and we're going to medium knee the glutes. And then we'll go to the leg. So medium kneading. And now we're going to roll the leg. You can get the glutes as well. Again, taking your time. So as always, you can add in a little, take a pause and add a little bit more rolling. And then we're going to gnaw the leg. And then we're going to pock. So again, I like to cut my hands and kind of slap. You can do other ones too. You can use the backs of your hand. You can use sides. So any way that you like to do percussion. And then I'm going to come to the Achilles tendon. So these 2 points, kidney 3 and urinary bladder 60, and then gnaw. And then nice rotations for the ankle. Circular. Get some cracks in there. Go the other way. Cracking going on. And then we're gonna saw the bottom of the foot. So again, saw is, the intention is to create heat. So I like to go along the arch, and then I go on the inside of the arch, and then I go across at the ball and across at the heel. If the person is ticklish, don't do it. All right, and then we're gonna mop the legs. So nice, slow wiping. Do a couple of these. And one more. And you can go ahead and do the other leg. And once you're complete with the other leg, then that will end the full body tonifying Tui Na treatment. Thank you.